is going on, Redskin fans? Another video coming at you from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. This is JD here. We're going to dive right into this. First off, I want to kind of comment on what's going on with me. I haven't been making a lot of videos lately, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because I haven't really had time. In middle of November, I had a surgery. Long story short, I had an hiatal hernia, and that kind of put me back for like a week. But then where I worked, we had no reps, so I had to basically work open to close every day, 6 days a week. So I didn't have a lot of time to make videos unless I stayed up late at night doing it, and I was just trying to catch up on sleep. And I also have a pregnant wife, so that's also a factor. So that is why I haven't been making a lot of videos lately, but I'm going to do my best as the winding weeks of the season come to put out content, whether I got to do it on computer, whether I do it while I'm in the car on the way to work, whatever case may be. I will be commenting on what the Washington Redskins do from this moment on. So I do want to apologize if anyone looks forward to those kind of videos and commentary, and I haven't been there to do that. It's just it's a weird situation. It's a combination of a lot of things right now going on with me. But regardless, I am very happy with the way Washington is playing right now. Washington, I'm going to sum up the 49ers game, and then I'm going to talk about the Seahawks game. So without further ado, we'll look at the Washington game. Washington played the San Francisco 49ers last week. We won 23-15. Really a defensive dominant game. You know it's defensively dominant whenever you go over to team stats, and if you go down here to total yards, and it's just that much disparity. It's definitely has to be a defensive win, because look at that, 3 turnovers. We scored off 2 of those. So actually, I think we scored off. Did we score off all 3 or 2? I feel like we recovered a fumble and got a field goal or something. So I think it was 3. So yeah, defensive minded game, defensive heavy game. Not a lot of offense from Washington. I think I am actually very satisfied with a couple things going on lately. I think it's been kind of a good thing, and you never want to look at and see someone not getting as many touches. A great player like Terry McLaurin not getting as many touches, but it has opened the door for other players. Logan Thomas is starting to emerge. He emerged he had a very big game against Pittsburgh. He did pretty well last week against the 49ers based on the circumstances. It gives opportunities to guys like Cam Sims has emerged as a good player. And also some guys need to step up. Steven Sims has dropped a lot of passes, a lot of crucial passes that could keep drives going, keep the offense on the field, so on and so forth. So a lot of those things is something that I think Washington, this is the week to turn it around. Now, Alex Smith right now is out. He has I guess it's a calf injury. He had it kind of before the last week's game against the 49ers. But he didn't I guess he didn't think it was going to be that bad. It was just kind of manageable pain. And then once the game started, he put weight on it, and it just really hurt. So I don't know if that has anything to do with his the surgically repaired leg. Don't know. All I know is he's injured, and he couldn't play. I knew from the get-go. The first couple passes he threw, I was like, this guy's not looking right. And then they put in Haskins, and I actually don't think Haskins played too horrible. I think if Haskins does anything, or just thinks about it, and it does anything close to what Alex Smith did, and that's just dink and dunk, manage the clock, manage the ball, drive on the passes. The first couple of passes looked freaking fantastic, and then he gets a little rattled, and he resorts back to his old throwing mechanics where he doesn't fall through. He lets them sail. And it doesn't help when guys drop passes. I'm telling you, Steven Sims really irritated me. He had a wide open look, would have moved the sticks, about a 15-yard gain to get a first down and keep the drive going, and he drops it. And he did that. He's done that twice now in the last 2 weeks. He did it against Pittsburgh on a crossing route. And he probably could have taken it to the house with his speed, but you don't get those opportunities if you don't catch the damn football. So we'll see. And then I'm not gonna look at the receiving yards on this game. It's so bad. But Dwayne Haskins will start today. So I think that means either Steven Montez or is his name Gilbert will come up to be the backup. So Alex Smith is not. I don't think he's dressing to play today. They don't want to aggravate that calf injury. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm excited for Dwayne to get his chance. Am I worried that to get his chance we might actually have some issues with actually be able to win this game? Yeah, I am. But if you're going to be thrown in, so here's the thing: Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins got 4 starts this year, and they were against 3 playoff teams, potentially 4 with the way the Eagles kind of look right now. He played the Eagles, which we won, but Carson Wentz looks like garbage. It looks like garbage all season, not just then, but it looks like garbage all season. You also have, we played the Arizona Cardinals, who right now are a playoff team. He played the Browns, which they look fantastic. They look like they could actually win the AFC. They really do. I'm not exaggerating that. They look like they could. They have a running game that I don't think anyone can stop. Doesn't matter how good your defense is. That running game is really freaking good. And then they beat the Ravens. And then they lost to the Ravens. All 3 of those teams are playoff teams. They're playoff caliber teams for sure. And what have we had since then? I mean, I like Alex Smith, but he hasn't really played. The only team he's played as a playoff team is the Steelers. Everyone Rams, I guess, but he was thrown in against the Rams. I don't count that against him. I think it's just a bad combination of a lot of things. We had a new quarterback, and then we had a new quarterback on top of a new quarterback. It's just a really bad situation that Alex Smith was thrown into, so I don't really count that one. But not a lot of winning teams in that stretch of games. In the last 4 games we played, we've beaten 2 pretty good teams. San Francisco's 5-8, but they're the best 5-8 team you'll ever play. So, I think Dwayne Haskins got a raw deal. I think he played a lot of better teams than everyone else. Now, again, he's being thrown in against a team that has a winning record. But this is a little bit different because this team has the worst statistical passing defense. So I think Dwayne needs to take this advantage of this and grab it by the haunches and just go to town on it. He needs to really capitalize on this opportunity he has for himself. So that's the biggest thing that I have for like Dwayne Haskins, is he needs to take advantage of this. This is a team he could throw on. You could throw this ball. You can sling it around all day. And if you just do anything related to what you did last year against the Giants, we have a legitimate chance to win this game because our defense can stop anyone. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the Seahawks game. I'm not going to go over too much. They projected to win. I mean, it's 2-1 breakdown here. Washington's projected to lose, basically, is the best way to put it. So, like I said, we have our quarterbacks. Like I said, Haskins has the opportunity to really take advantage. Sorry, I have dry mouth. I keep clearing my throat. Haskins has the opportunity to take advantage of the situation that's in front of him and really take back what is his starting position, if he really wants it. Now, if he can go out there and stink it up, then everyone's going to know, like, hey, this is not the guy, okay? But if he goes out there and slings it, puts 300 plus on the board, a couple touchdowns, no interceptions, he might make a case to put him back in and give him another shot. And I think that's what he needs. And I think Alex Smith is a class enough dude that he's not going to sit there and like be mopey about it. He's going to be like, okay, let's see what you got to do. I'm here for you. I'm here to mentor you. That's what Alex Smith is there for. That's why he's there. Okay. So I think that can happen. To beat this team, this is what Washington has to do to beat the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks are a team, and if you look at Russell Wilson's stats, they'll kind of reflect this. He has 3,600 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Okay, it's a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He likes to go boom or bust. He likes to have those big explosions. I think Seattle at one point had the most plays over 20 yards, or like big plays over like 40 yards or something. They probably saw something close to that, but regardless. And Russell Wilson likes to go for those boom or bust plays. If you watched the game a couple weeks ago, whenever Washington played, or whenever Seattle played the Giants did not give them those big plays. They forced them to have to march the ball down the field, and the Seahawks weren't patient and disciplined enough to take advantage of those opportunities, and they kept trying to go deep and go deep and go deep, and it was just not working for them. So I think the Giants have kind of laid out a format to beat this team, or at least limit this team. Because that game, this team averages 30-plus points a game, and the Giants held them to 16. I mean, Giants couldn't even hold us to 16, and we're bad offensively, and they're good. So I think that's a format that is going to work very successful against the Seattle Seahawks. Force them to run the ball. Force them to take those short passes. Don't let them get anything deep. Don't let them beat you deep with Lockett and Metcalf. Force them to throw 2-yard outs and 3-yard slants, and force them to matriculate the ball down the field. Don't let them get those boomer bust plays. And our defense has actually done that very well last few weeks. Part of this 4-game run is we're not giving up big plays. Okay? In the beginning of the season, I said this. I said that like the team was having problems handling adversity. If our offense turned the ball over, our defense would come out and give a touchdown really quickly. And that has something to do with your mentality, your psyche, that when everything goes south, you're a front runner and they go south quick. And you just snowball on top of it because you go out and you're like either down or I don't want to say depressed, but you're down about what just happened, that you can't just manage it and jump back into form and play football and do what you're supposed to do. That's why whenever we played the Browns and Haskins had 3 turnovers and everyone, their mother was like, Haskins needs to be benched. I'm like listen, Haskins did turn the ball over 3 times, but our defense's job is to also stop them. Okay, so if they turn the ball over 3 times and they're in field goal range, our defense goes out and does 3 outs. Instead of giving up 21 points off turnovers, we give up 9. That puts us in a better situation. Okay, now is that 100% the defense's responsibility? No, it's not. But their job is still to stop someone. So it doesn't matter if the ball's on the 30-yard line on our 30 or if it's on their 1-yard line. Defense's job doesn't change. It's to stop the ball. It's like if the defense gets a turnover and they strip sack Russell Wilson on the 5-yard line and our offense has to go 5 yards to get in the end zone. It's still our offense's job to score, regardless of where they got the football. Okay, so now last 4 games is we're better with adversity. We turn the ball over, defense goes out, gets a stop. We turn the ball over, defense goes out there and sacks them out of field goal range. We don't turn the ball over, our defense gets a game-winning interception. We get goal line stops because we don't panic whenever things don't go our way. Things like that. So those are really good positive things that has come from this team lately. And I want to say something. I'm going to toot this horn until I'm blue in the face because I actually have a podcast, and I'll give a shout out to this podcast because these guys are really awesome. And when I get a chance, I like to listen to their video. I like to join in sometimes too. Listen to the On the Warpath. It's a channel. Corey and Amir run the channel. It's a very good channel. But I said on their podcast a couple years ago, I joined the podcast, and we were talking about what Washington should do for the draft. And I straight up said, I want DK Metcalf. And I said it on there. I said it on my channel. I was sold on this guy because I said it, and people now on ESPN are saying it. And I was 2 years ahead of this. And I'm very irritated with it a little bit, but I was 2 years ahead of this. I said he is the next Megatron. He has this skill set to be the next Megatron. He's going to run routes. He's big. He's fast. He's a physical receiver. He can jump ball, everything. And DK Metcalf. So Washington, imagine this. Last year, instead of drafting Haskins, Washington could have drafted DK Metcalf in the first round, still traded up to get Montez Sweat. They still could have got McLaurin. Nothing would have changed. The only thing that changes instead of draft, I mean, it would have been pretty high to draft the receiver, don't get me wrong. But maybe we draft Montez Sweat and we trade up and get DK Metcalf. Let's look at it that way. Imagine getting that, and then this year, we had Alex Smith, and we could have signed someone in free agency or whatever, just someone to hold it down. And this year, we could have gotten, I don't know, a backup quarterback. I don't know. We're not going to get a quarterback this year, but we could be playing Alex Smith with 2 really good receivers, Metcalf and McLaurin, if they'd have taken my advice and what I wanted to do in the draft. Now, 3 years ago in the draft, they actually did almost exactly to the letter of what I predicted. A player here and there was different, but for the most part, it was almost exactly what I predicted. They'd have done this, Washington would be in such a good situation because Alex Smith will probably play this year, and we're assuming we don't have Haskins with this trade. Alex Smith will play out this year, and then next year they're either going to keep with Alex Smith, but they're probably going to find a quarterback for the future. I really hope they trade up and just get Zach Wilson. I would be tickled pink if they got Zach Wilson in the draft because that kid can freaking play football. That guy's a baller. So, and he would do wonders with these 2. And then you have Logan Thomas is emerging. Cam Sims is a good 3rd option. A good 4th option is Isaiah Wright. So just imagine what this team could be doing going forward if we'd had drafted Metcalf. But right now, I mean, going forward, we still have some pretty good young pieces. And we just, like this draft, I think we need to draft a quarterback and a tight end. think those are the two main things we need to draft. I think we have a running back of the future if he can stay healthy. I think we have I think we have two running backs of the future. I think J.D. McKissick is definitely one we keep. I think Gibson's good, and we got Bryce Love coming off IR next year. So, I mean, sky's the limit. That's the best way to put it. Sky's the limit when it comes to the offense, but we have to just make sure we get pieces in place. So, I rambled on here. So, what is my prediction for this game? I think the prediction for this game is Washington is going to have to win this game. Washington's got to hold Seattle to no more than 24 points. No more than 24. Shut down that run game, force them to pass, take away the deep balls, and see if Russell Wilson can get the ball. See if Russell Wilson can take those short passes and work the ball down the field. He's usually his boom or bust plays. So let's see if he can actually work the ball down the field. That's the biggest thing for him. And in the offense just has to put up some points. I think this game can be won 24-20. I think that's how Washington has to win. They have to hold Seattle to no more than 20 points, at the max 24 points, and maybe Washington gets lucky and they get another touchdown out of it. So that's the best way I can describe this. I'm actually opening up two other games real quick because I want to see something. How many times was Russell Wilson sacked in these games? All right. Nope, I don't want to recap. I want the game cast. There we go. Russell Wilson sack. Okay, I guess they're not going to show me stats. Okay, sacks. 4. Got sacked 5 times in that game. So the reason why I'm looking this up is because Washington is a sacking team. Washington will get after them. They probably didn't get sacked much. Yeah, they didn't get sacked much last week. And their and Seattle's defensive line is not very good. They're not going to get after a quarterback very well. So the stage is set for Haskins to have a big coming out party, go out there and sling the football, get touchdowns, get in scoring range, eat some clock, don't make any mistakes. You're going to have time to throw. Our offensive line has been great the last few weeks, giving our quarterback time to throw, no matter what team it's been. So go out there, take care of the football, don't do anything stupid, and then let the defense be the defense. Now, if the defense goes out and gives up 20 points in the first half, we're in trouble because we're back to where we were at the beginning of the season. And that's all going to fall on Haskins. I know how it's going to play out two ways. Either we're going to play really good and win, and they're not going to give Haskins any credit, and they're going to blame the defense, or we're going to go out and get our asses kicked, and they're going to blame Haskins. That's how it is. Now, if Haskins has like 4 turnovers, they're always going to blame him. But if he goes out there and has like 2 touchdowns, 300 yards, 250 yards, whatever, and then we lose like 27-20, they'll blame Haskins. This is how it is. It's how the Washington fan base is right now. Like right now, people like I've been on seeing the chat groups, people are just clamoring to get Haskins back. I'm like, dude, we are winning. What the hell do you want from Washington right now? Washington is winning football games, playing Alex Smith. Okay, why do you not want to win? Do we have to win? It's either we win with this quarterback, or we don't win at all. That's how you see it. That's just stupid. Okay, as much as I'm a huge Alex Smith fan, if Alex Smith comes in and wins, I mean, that's great. But if Haskins comes in and he's got that fire lit under his ass, and he comes out and lights it up, and we go forward playing Dwayne Haskins, I'm 100% okay with that. Okay, I'd rather win and our young quarterback become what he's supposed to become than lose and not know what we have in our young quarterback. If we lose, I'd rather know what we have. If Haskins goes out and sucks, I'm like, okay, we definitely need to get rid of this guy. Let's move on, get something else. So I just want certainty. That's mainly the thing. But I also want to win. I'd rather go out there and win, have him look good. And next week we're talking about will Haskins start if he's good, or we're going to go back to Alex Smith. So this is Redskins Rant. This is JD. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and then follow me on Twitter. It is a Redskins Rant. So that's it. Have a good one. Let's enjoy the game, and hail to the Redskins. See ya.